I wanted to give a quick update because I think it's going really well, and it's going to help me just to kind of write down and document everything. So I was really excited about it. So it is now July 4th, and because of July 4th, I took one extra day, July 5th, off from work. So I have this whole weekend. So I figured I could try to do a couple of things that I really wanted to do, which is to really make sure that I can make this version 2 project work. It is going to be Inbox Zero. This has been something people have talked about a lot. It's not just related to GTD or getting things done, but in this case, it's going to be related to email. Because at least in the stuff that I do have a lot of email communication, and it's gotten completely out of control. So what I wound up doing was writing a little bit about my Inbox Zero. I'm going to focus on 3 different things in this priority. Work is going to be first, well, which is kind of funny because it's not actually where I started, but I figured it'd be easy to practice, and then the priority is to make this happen by the end of July. So I have a main work email that's an Outlook one. My other kind of work responsibility, which is at a different location, is also an Outlook, but it's a web version of it. And then there's also my personal email, which is a Gmail account. I want to try to make these so that the inbox goes to 0 and stays at 0. I wanted to set up some type of reference folder system so that if I had things that I needed to archive, that I would have a place to put them. And so what I'm doing is I'm using an A to Z system. And so whatever comes to mind when I first see an email and how it categorizes, I'll just put it into that particular letter, and then there may be subfolders if there's a couple things that need to be kind of organized within these individual folders. Remove useless emails, so I just needed to go through and look through everything and delete them, so I'm going to do that. I've already started this as of July 1st, so anything that I see that I haven't responded to because I thought it was useless email, I just unsubscribe to it. If it was something that I wish that I could refer to later, I've been thinking about creating a reference list, but nothing that I saw was really that important that I needed to keep that. And then reply and action catch up. So there's a bunch of stuff in the email list that it just needs something to be done. So that's the part of, you just gotta stop procrastinating and do it. And then also part of this is setting up a schedule so that I have the time to do it and don't feel rushed. Practice it so that I can feel comfortable and try to catch up as much as possible so that I can get to the goal. So I wound up doing a couple of things. I don't want to show you this quite yet, but okay, let's look at it. So as of July 4th, as of 10:55 a.m. today, I am at Inbox Zero already for my Gmail. I wound up having all my email in specific folders. I wound up with 87 separate emails that I felt I needed to keep for reference, and I put those in those A through Z folders. And just so you can see, starting 7/3, which was yesterday, I started at 3,579 emails. And then I just started working on it, and I spent, I think, 2 hours. I just focused. Granted, I did have Planner YouTube videos playing in the background, but within that night, I wound up with 379 in my inbox. And then this morning, 7/4, I just went and I just did the rest of them. So the way that people have described how you do inbox processing is that you have to decide every time that you look at an email, you're going to do something, and you're going to do it right then and there. If you don't feel like you're going to have the time to do something, then you're going to need to figure out times a day where you can dedicate the appropriate amount of time. So what I wound up doing was going through these emails and doing one of certain things. So if this one's an easy one, delete it. So these were my action items, or actions, I should say, that I did. So I delete it, and then if it was from somewhere that I was getting multiple that were unnecessary, I just went ahead and unsubscribed, which I probably unsubscribed to maybe 20 different ones from Gmail. So that should hopefully reduce a lot of email. If I look at it and it's something that doesn't need any action, then I wound up saying that I would go ahead and then archive it. And what I actually did was, I have so many different planners. I'm using them for reference pieces of data. So instead of saving it in the email, which isn't really like the area, and I have my Evernote, but I'm not ready to kind of use it and start tagging that. So what I'm doing is, because my planners are pretty much set up for particular pieces of information, I wound up, if I had to archive the contact, I would put it in a contact area. If it was information that was related to a previous class or something like that, there's maybe just one thing that I printed, which was test results from one of our doggies. So I put that in his planner, and then I printed out, actually I don't think I printed out anything else. Then I wound up just saving information, and I actually like writing, so I just wrote it down. So I wrote stuff down in appropriate reference binders to kind of help organize that information. So like if I'm working on a project and I need all the gardening class information or beekeeping stuff, I can pull that planner, and then I have all that reference information with me. So archiving would be another thing, and I would do it right then and there. If I didn't have a folder, I would make it and make sure that it was really essential that I had to keep it. And then if it was something that needed an action, but it wasn't my thing, like they just sent it to the wrong person, I would just go ahead and then delegate that to the right person, or I would reply, say, oh, can I CC someone else, and reply, or, give that person the information that they were asking for. And then technically this would all come under, or maybe it would generate a task. An easy one would be, I get an email that the dogs need their updated vaccination, or the city's going to be dropping off mulch, or the gas company wants to make a repair or something. So then I would actually create a task for that. So I may need to call someone to schedule something. Sometimes someone would be asking me about a class agenda or something, so I'd have to go and sit down and make that agenda, and it was worthwhile to just get that done. Or if it was a project, I would go ahead and then add it to my project list, and then right now I've just been deleting it and then keeping the contacts in the project list. That was how I got to 0 this time. Then I have to have a way to keep things up. So this is what my tracker is going to be for. And so I started this out, and I have the 3 different ones. And so what I wound up doing was a means that I make a circle when I've checked the email, because I do have one that I haven't been checking frequently, so I needed to track that. On the weekends, sometimes I won't check it, and I think just not to get behind is helpful if it only takes 10 minutes to kind of zero out a day. So I went ahead and then checked everything. I guess I didn't check this one, but I did check this one, because I got it to 0. Oh, I know what happened. I didn't check it yesterday, but I did 0 it today, so that's why I feel like I should check it, because I want to just make sure that every day is zeroed out, because I still have some from these days that I'm working on as just practice, because once the next work week comes up, there's going to be a lot of, making sure I have a system set up based on previous emails, and I have to eventually go through. And I actually took a screenshot of it. My starting emails for personal were 3579, and I think I can take a look at my screenshot, but this is actually 19,950 something, I think. So it's like I'll just estimate. I mean, this is a lot of email to try to work through, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. I estimated I need to, it's 19,000. I need to probably do 1,000 emails every day to try to figure out what I've let fall through the cracks, or things that I think are important. I just haven't organized the project, and I'm going to use the GTD system to really kind of work on making things that I've kept in my email as kind of a to-do list, to actually put it in an area where I can prioritize, see what the time commitment's going to be, see who the individuals are supposed to be in that project, and really make this happen. Okay, thoughts on how to keep this going. So thoughts, maybe tips. One thing that I saw that was really important was when you go and you're looking at your email, you're going to pick a time of day. I usually will always do it in the morning at one point to kind of follow up on things that people have done. So choose times. My times are going to be probably one afternoon and then one evening. Personal, I kind of do it when I'm on the train, when I know that I can do it really easily, but that didn't seem to work, but maybe I can figure out swipes and stuff so that it archives it a little bit easier. So I'll check on that, but this will at least be for work. I have to check it 3 times a day, I think, to keep up to speed on that. And then the other idea is when you check these emails, you need to process. Because I already just said it. You process, not check. Because I think that's where you get into trouble, is like and this is what they say about people who have too many emails, is you have so many, you start working in crisis mode. And so what winds up happening is you're checking for just the really important stuff so you can just get to that really quickly and then respond to those. And then there's like, I get somewhere between 200 emails a day. So I may respond to like the 10 to 20 that look like urgent ones. And then I don't get to the other ones, and so they just add up really quickly, because I probably go through purges maybe once every other month, and I spend like a ton of time just going through thousands of emails. And so even though I'm at 19,000, I was a month ago at 15,000, so they just add up really quickly. So what I'm going to do is focus on this. Set up time to process and not check. I'm just not going to check emails on my phone anymore, unless I'm just not going to do it, because I just don't think I'm never quite sure if things get sent properly, and then I always have typos in it too, so it's just kind of a frustrating experience. So I'm actually going to put don't check, don't do work email on my phone. So this is going to be another thing, something I think that will help. And I think part of this processing, I'll go bring that down here, is that when you process, you want to clarify, which is part of the GTD system, because the inbox already is capturing all these things that are coming to you. So then you need to clarify, and then you need to organize. And again, that organization is going to be based on actions. In my system, I think that's worked really well for the Gmail, was to do this A through Z. So I'm going to be doing A through Z for this. Clarify, I need enough time. So I'm always going to do this when I have enough time. So these are just some kind of notes to think about as I kind of tackle the big one, which is going to be work. I have a good feeling that based on the system that I already started, I can do at least 5,000 this week. The real easy ones. There's going to be a lot of tasks, though, that I think that are going to come up, and I'm going to just start putting that in my projects list. And I have a project list here. This one, wherever it went, I better figure it out so that I can go to it easily. So I have my work projects, so you can see, I know that I must have probably 100 to 200 work projects, but my list right now is super small because I haven't figured out what all those projects are and organized them. I just want to be, I guess, amazing at work, and so I think I'm just kind of good at work right now. I want to be amazing. So thanks for supporting me in this. Thanks a lot. Bye.